the Popcorn Talk Podcast.
Popcorn Talk Podcast.
Yes, something like that. Did I mess up our own name?
No, the movie guys, Popcorn Talk.
Yeah, oh my God.
I've
had a long day, Sean.
It's a new environment tonight, too. So.
Yes, yeah. Tonight we are live, for now, in my garage. In my other room is where I actually keep my motorcycles, and I actually have a poster of Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man in there.
That's pretty cool.
Just to show that this is one of my favorite films. But before we get into the film, I have not looked up a ton of news this week, but there is a couple things I wanted to talk about. So you and I have both, you and I both saw both Star Wars or The Mandalorian.
Yep.
And the Backrooms, is that what it was called?
Yes.
Okay.
Backrooms.
So first, we're not going to spoil anything. We're just going to kind of give our thoughts on each of the films. So Sean, you and I were talking the other day. You were a little disappointed with The Mandalorian. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I thought everything was fine. It was entertaining. It was, a fun movie to go see, good family film. But it just was missing something. It was like, to me, we've seen all that stuff in the show before. Yes. There was nothing introduced that was new to us, no new characters.
That was my biggest disappointment, was that the story wasn't bad, the characters weren't bad, but there was just nothing new.
Yeah, I mean, I take that back. There was some new characters, we had the Hutts and whatever, but I don't know, there was no Jedi, which is okay, but I was expecting to see something like that. There was no new gadgets or weapons for the Mandalorian.
No, I did enjoy... So one thing I was mentioning to you that you didn't pick up on, only because I have gone and watched all the Clone Wars shows, and there was like a sequel series, what was that, The Rebels, and then there was also like a short cartoon movie before... Clone Wars.
Okay, the Clone Wars, I think it was called.
Yeah, which did star, or not star, but it did have a character that ended up in this film, just as a baby, and now in this film they're an adult. So there was things like that, things I picked up on from the shows. You had a special appearance by a few different people. So I picked up on things like that, which that was neat.
And that's kind of cool.
But again, nothing crazy happened. Nothing real crazy.
No, it didn't. And even like the action, it was entertaining, but it was nothing over the top, nothing new, nothing, It was just, I don't know. They could have put a little more effort into it.
You had some big, stupid Star Wars monsters in there, which was good.
Yeah.
Not complaining.
That was fun.
It was kind of neat that we weren't on Tatooine for once. I'll say that. Thank God.
Very true.
Like one of the first movies, we weren't on a desert planet at any point, if I remember right. Yeah. So that was interesting. But I would have liked to learn more about... Granted, we kind of know... We know most everything about Din Djarin or the Mandalorian himself. I think we know about as much as we really can know.
Yeah, I would say so.
Grogu's the one we want to learn about. We want to learn more about him and just his species.
Which has always been a mystery.
Yes, to my knowledge, we still don't have an official label for an official name for his species.
No, I don't think we do.
And even to date, I think there's 4 known of that species, because you have Yoda, you have Yaddle.
Yep.
Grogu.
Those are the 3 I know of.
And then there was one more in a video game, and I can't remember that one. I think it was a boy. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
But he only took place in a video game for just a real short time. That's as much as I know.
Yeah, it's been a mystery ever since we've got introduced to Yoda way back when.
Yes, and the only thing we seem to know is they are... They said they act like they prefer swamps, and I think that's only based on the fact that Yoda was living in a swamp. And I always thought that was just so he could get away from people.
That's kind of what I always thought,
maybe he does enjoy it. I mean, he is kind of froggish looking, reptilian-ish, And obviously we see that he likes to eat frog people.
Yeah, he does love those.
But Yeah, I would have, and we know that they live a really long time.
Yeah, I mean, Grogu's still like, what, 50 or 60, and he's the baby?
Yeah, something like that. I personally, I think it'd be super cool to see. As much as I do love the Mandalorian himself, I would love to see 100 years in the future, where Grogu's like a teenager or something.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but just something where he's like a young Mandalorian himself now.
That would be cool. And I know in the show he kind of passed up on learning the Jedi or learning the ways of the Force.
Yes.
I would love it if they could somehow get back into that and he could be like a combo of a Jedi and a Mandalorian.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen it.
Have we seen that before?
We have once, and that's where the Darksaber came from.
Oh, sure.
I can't remember all the lore behind it. You can look it up, but I believe it was a Mandalorian who became a Jedi, and that was how they came up with the Darksaber.
And even none of that was in this movie either, which I know they filmed a lot into the show on that. But
if I remember right, Bo-Katan still has the Darksaber, and she is the ruler of Mandalore.
Yeah.
But we didn't even see any of them.
No,
it would have been cool
nothing.
to see some of them again. I think Disney kind of cheaped out on this film.
Yeah, I think they were playing it too safe.
Yeah, well, and kind of like I believe you heard that besides the few scenes, what's the actor's name?
Oh, Pedro Pascal?
Yeah. He mostly just did voice work on this.
Yeah, he wasn't even the guy walking around in the suit.
No, I think it was just his body double, mostly.
Yeah, I think so.
Minus the scenes that he showed his face. That was it.
Yeah.
Which I just find disappointing. Like, I don't know. I know it doesn't matter, but I just think it's cooler that way. I just think it's cooler if he would have actually been in the suit.
Same here. It's hard to explain, and I know you and I being movie buffs, it means something to us, but it takes something away from it, knowing that he's not acting that role the whole time.
Right, yeah.
It just isn't the same.
Yeah. Not that the actor does a bad job at all. I think he does a great job.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine.
Yeah. It's believable within the film that it's him.
Yeah.
But like, again, we're bringing up Carl Urban again. When he did Dredd, you barely saw his. They could have had almost anybody in that role, but no, Carl Urban played him the whole time, and all you saw was the lower half of his face.
Yeah, and he literally never took his helmet off.
Yeah, and it was him the whole time.
Yeah, no, that was kind of cool.
I give props to Carl Urban. I really do. Like
yeah.
He's becoming like one of my favorite actors. Like just because of his range.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Yes.
He's pretty popular right now, too, because, The Boys and all that other Mortal Kombat.
Speaking of The Boys, this is something I wanted to bring up. I heard a fan theory about The Boys, specifically about the Deep.
Oh, yeah?
So, the Deep, I kind of believe the V messes with people's heads. And I think it makes a lot of them, if not all of them, a bit schizophrenic or something. Because it seems like most people who have these powers are really messed up in the head.
That's true. A lot of them are.
Yes, obviously Homelander being a shining example.
Yeah.
But I think the Deep could not actually talk to sea life.
Really?
From what I heard, there was a fan theory that he could not actually talk to sea life. He could control sea life, but he was just imagining them talking to him.
That would be interesting.
Because you think about the high intelligence a lot of them had. Now, I realize this is a TV show, and we're talking about a TV show with people with superpowers. I get it.
Yeah.
But it is, what was it? In the second to last episode or whatever it was, a fish told him, "We know what you did." It's like, so you just think, it's like, is it actually the fish or the sea creature saying this stuff to him, or is he doing that? And if that's the case, did he kill himself?
I was just going to say, how did that happen then? But
he could have. He could have.
Yeah.
Because there were sharks there, and he could have, controlled them at least up to that point.
And he, like you said, he was messed up in the head, and he still worshipped Homelander even after he basically got told off by him. And maybe that was enough to just push him over the edge and kill himself.
Yeah, because he was, like you said, Homelander just told him off, told him that he's worthless, and he's never liked him.
Yeah.
That might have just been it.
And he couldn't fight Starlight or beat Starlight again.
Yeah.
So maybe he was just like, I'm done.
Yes. Yeah, so I literally just finished rewatching the series today. And,
oh, wow, nice.
God, it was such a good show. Like,
it was amazing. I love that show so much.
From beginning to end, it really was. Like I know I'm not. You're never gonna like every episode, but from beginning to end, it was a really good show. Just entertaining. And oh my God, I was thinking about it today. For a show that is a comedy action, there is so much gore.
Yeah, there is.
So much gore.
Tons. And
for not being a horror film, which usually horror films have a ton of gore, this is such a terrible show when it comes to gore.
it was just everything about it was so good, and even though it was action, it wasn't like the action was like 2 seconds at a time. It was like a quick gore fest, and they're done.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
I gotta say, one of the funniest gore scenes in it was the one with what's his name? He played with Soldier Boy in that show Supernatural.
Oh, Jared Padalecki?
Yeah.
Or Padalecki, or not sure how to pronounce it.
What character did he played the other speedster.
Yeah, he did.
But how he couldn't stop himself, and Soldier Boy kept like throwing the actors in the way and killing them.
He killed all of his best friends.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, and then cut Seth Rogen in half.
Poor guy.
That was such a funny scene.
The second half of that episode I thought was so good.
Yes.
Basically the whole entire scene at the speedster's house.
Yes. It was funny watching the actors. Like, I love the one guy. He's like, oh, we got to kill Michael Cera. He's got to be a starlighter. Yeah. It's like, dude, we've been friends with him for 20 years. Yeah, but we're up for the same role, and I need this.
Yeah, that was funny. That was unexpected too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know Seth Rogen is a writer on the show, so it was kind of funny that he killed himself off.
It was.
Especially in the way he did.
Yeah. I absolutely positively love that cameo of his, and I love the one in the season before, or 2 seasons before even more, where he's jerking off to
I can never remember her name. Scarlett something.
We talked about that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know. I just watched it too not that long ago. You think I'd remember, but no. Yeah. I keep wanting to say Scarlet Witch. I know it's not Scarlet Witch.
But that was hilarious. And
yes.
The camera tipped, and he even kept going when she got killed.
Yeah.
I think he finished too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He was like confused. He wasn't sure what to do.
He was.
So, the next movie we saw was The Backrooms. Now, I guess that was directed by a 20-year-old.
Yeah, a YouTuber too, I think.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
And it was based off of a video game, from my understanding, which I'm not up to date on video games at all.
I'm not either.
But it was a very interesting movie.
It was for sure.
It definitely kind of it kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like, what are we going to see? What is this? What is that? Where are we going?
Yeah,
you know?
Questions galore.
Yeah, and I'm sure that was the exact point of the film.
Yeah.
Although you and I, the theater we were in, there were some very rude people in that theater. God, did I get pissed. I even yelled out at one point, shut the fuck up. Because I was so pissed, because it was some younger kids. I get it, they're out having fun, but they were talking like you and I are talking now.
Yeah, just the whole entire time.
Yeah, and there's lots of quiet scenes in that film.
It was a very quiet movie in general,
yes.
Yeah.
So, sorry about the mosquitoes.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But yes, that was, I got really annoyed by that. It's like, hey, I don't care, go to the movie, have a good time. I don't even care if people talk a little bit amongst themselves. Big deal. You and I do it all the time. But usually we don't bother those around us.
No, and we don't do it if there's a lot of people around.
No, yeah. There's a lot of times it's just been you and I in a movie, and we can talk however the hell we want.
Yeah.
But God, they just would not shut the hell up.
No, they wouldn't.
Even after I yelled at them, they still
kept going.
Yeah, they were quieter, but not by a lot.
No, and someone kept dropping like what sounded like a 10-foot or 10-pound phone.
Yeah.
Like 20 times.
Yeah, it's like, are you here to watch the movie or are you here to play around? Like, if you want to go talk, go talk. I don't give a shit.
And there's probably like 25 people in that movie, and I think the door opened up about 125 times.
Oh my God, people were in and out constantly.
Yeah, it was like,
have people never been to a theater before?
Yeah, if you don't want to watch the movie, go do something else.
I swear, there was one chick. She was gone like half the film. Like, I didn't see her leave, but I definitely saw her come back. I'm like, where the hell have you been? You missed most of the film.
Yeah, really. The movie's confusing enough.
Yeah.
Without missing half of it.
Right? Yeah.
It was an A24 film, which I love. Almost every single one of those films I've ever seen. They're all really good. This one I did enjoy. It was definitely worth a watch. Having seen it a week ago, I think I have second thoughts as to not liking it quite as much as I initially thought I liked it.
Okay.
but I still got to read a little bit more and research it, because I still am not sure on my thoughts.
I kind of want someone to explain it to me a little bit, because
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of things I didn't catch.
Yeah.
Entertaining, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I do like A24 films for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't remember the director's name. The other one I wanted to see come out that's also a low budget film is Obsession.
I've heard that did really well last weekend.
I don't know the actor's name, but I follow him and his buddy. They're like a comedy duo on the internet, and now they have like this horror, or at least the one guy has a horror film out.
Huh, wow.
And like, because I kept seeing, I was like, isn't that the guy from the comedy duo? He's always like so funny. I mean, it's funny how, it kind of reminded me of Key and Peele,
Yeah.
Yeah, the one goes off and does you do all these comedies and then you go off and do horror.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Yeah. And I've actually yet to see any of Keegan-Michael Key. No, that's the other guy.
Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. I've actually yet to see any of his films.
Oh, really?
Not by choice. I never know when they're in theaters, and then I just never get around to watch. I should watch them. I've heard This Is Us or something like that.
Yeah, he did 3. Get Out.
Get Out. That was a really big one.
That was a big one. Yeah, that was huge.
I feel like I should see that one just because a lot of people talk about that one.
Yeah, I saw it. Honestly, I didn't think it was anywhere near worth the hype that everything gives it.
Okay.
But that's just me. People love that movie, and I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're not all going to like.
Yeah.
And as we've discussed before, just because a movie gets a ton of hype doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Or at least to you and I. I mean, the movie we're talking about tonight is not a well-received movie. I really don't care. I enjoy it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
We had another movie opening up this weekend is Scary Movie 5.
I am excited for that.
Same here. It finally got an R rating. It took long enough to get that, but
Yes.
It's rated R. It's good to go, and I'm super excited for it. We're going to piss everybody off with this movie.
Yes. Yes. Offend everybody. Yeah. I want to be offended at some point in this film, and I'm probably going to laugh about it.
Exactly. That's what it's meant for.
Yes.
Go and have fun.
That's what I want, and I hope the hype's not too much with this one. We're definitely expecting it to feel like the first or second Scary Movie.
We're hoping for.
I think to a point it will. Like, it's definitely going to be stupid humor, because that's what all the Scary movies have been.
Yeah.
Very stupid humor. And they got dumber as they went on.
Yeah, they did.
I actually felt like there was a lot more intelligent humor in the first two, for sure. Just the way they told the jokes. There was a lot of dumb jokes, but just the way they went about telling them was really funny.
I hope the new one's like that.
Yeah.
I think it will be.
But it is the Wayans brothers, and I do like the Wayans brothers. They've had other, White Chicks. That was a hilarious movie.
That was funny.
What was the one with the baby?
Little Man?
That one wasn't as good, I felt. But it was still funny.
Yeah. I actually thought the Wayans brothers were directing this movie. Mm-hmm. They're both starring it, but they're not directing this one.
Oh, really? I thought they were directing it.
So did I. Yeah, I can't think of the guy's name, but it's another comedian director.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious how involved they were in it then, because
same.
I would hope they're pretty involved, because they definitely made it. They're making it feel like it's the original Scary Movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope they were at least writers or something on it.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not directors, but writers.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I thought I heard something, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, it comes out. By the time you hear this podcast, it'll already be out. But it comes out this Friday.
Yep.
So, well, anything else, Sean?
I didn't see much big news this week.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't.
I haven't. Oh, have you gotten a chance to watch Spider Noir yet?
Not yet. No,
Not yet? Okay.
It's on my list of things to watch.
I did watch it in full. I watched it in the black and white. It was all right. Not great. I wouldn't mind just a second season. I don't need a ton of seasons of this.
Okay.
If you're expecting Spider-Man, don't expect just a straight up Spider-Man. It's very different than that. Entertaining, and Nicolas Cage does do some classic Nicolas Cage.
Nice.
It's not over the top. It's not too distracting, but it's still like, yep, there he goes. He's doing his thing.
Of course.
You can't stop him.
At least it's not a B movie or something.
No, yeah.
He's been in a ton of those lately.
Yeah. Like I said, I did enjoy it, and I'm actually going to go back through and watch it all in color now, just so I can see it both ways.
Cool. Nice.
I was seeing some pictures. I'm like, oh, it almost looks better in color, but I guess we'll see how I feel after I watch it.
Yeah. I'll watch it in color.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like black and white.
I'm not a big black and white guy. No.
Racist. No.
Yeah, right. Actually, the movie Logan, that's like my favorite movie ever, and I've seen it 100 times. But that's in black and white as well.
Yes, they made that 2 versions, and they also, what was the other one? Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, is that in black and white too?
That one, they made a black and white version as well, which I feel like that one, Mad Max was never in black and white, so I don't know why they made that. They called it the Chrome Edition or something like that. I just feel like it wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
Because they put so much into the effects in that one.
They did. They
I
tried
feel
to
like
hide
you
a
kind
lot
of need
of
the
that.
color.
Yeah.
But whatever. If some people enjoy that, I guess. They keep doing it. Someone must enjoy it.
Exactly.
I mean, with Spider-Man Noir, it definitely made a lot of sense. Because if you go to the cartoon version, that was kind of thing, is like, he's black and white, his whole universe is black and white. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in the Spider-Man Into the Universe, wasn't he black and white in there too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of, I mean, he wears all black, but when they did his little flashback, everything was in black and white.
Okay.
And I'm sure, I've never read the comics, I'm assuming the comics are in black and white.
Probably. And he's playing the same character in Spider-Man Into the Universe as he is in the show, correct?
Yes, correct.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not Peter Parker, he's Ben Reilly, which is a version of Spider-Man.
Okay.
One of many versions of Spider-Man, as they keep making movies about different Spider-Men.
Yeah, there's tons.
Yes. Well, if we don't have anything else, I think we will get into the film.
Sounds good to me.
My old man said there'd be blue-bellied chickens like you. Jumped on the wrong horse, cowboy. Just in case you didn't notice, you're the only cowboy in this place. He ain't no cowboy. He's more like a pretty boy. Pretty boy. Hey, he's such a pretty boy, you should be able to handle him all by himself. Pretty boy, huh?
All right. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man from 1991. Let's see here. Where's my notes? I got to look at my notes because I can't do anything off the cuff. In this action movie, a tough biker, Harley Davidson, Mickey Rourke, teams up with his cowboy hat-wearing buddy, known as the Marlboro Man, played by Don Johnson, to help save a bar for a mutual friend, enacting a plan to rob an armored bank vehicle. The two are surprised to find that they've heisted massive shipments of a new drug called Crystal Dream. Soon, the corrupt bank head, Chance Wilder, played by Tom Sizemore, sends trained killers to take out Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, with the duo fighting for their lives. So, there's a lot of little Easter eggs in this film. And I've seen this film 100 times because I do love it. First off, you notice that one of the first things they talk about in the film is that it's 1996. So this film's technically taking place in the future.
Yeah.
And of course, 1996, 4th of July, which is funny because we just did Rocky, which was the 50th. It's been 50 years.
Yeah.
And now in this one, they're talking about that it was America's 220th birthday. And again, here we are at America's 250th birthday, which is crazy.
That is.
So, yeah, 1996, and then this opening scene is definitely, this is a 10 out of 10 scene for me. Just the whole thing with Wanted by Bon Jovi gives me goosebumps. That is the scene right there that has jump-started my motorcycle career, I guess, or however you want to put it.
That's awesome.
I saw that and I was instantly in love. I'm like, this is the coolest freaking scene ever. I could watch that scene. I have watched that scene. I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then I go off do something else. And because of this film, that movie is, or that song is like one of my favorite songs. Which is funny because Bon Jovi has my favorite song and also my most hated song, which is "Living on a Prayer."
Oh, really?
It's not a bad song. It's just that there was a time in my life where every radio station we had on at work, every radio station freaking played it.
Oh, really?
So I heard "Living on a Prayer" like 2 or 3 times a day, every single day. Like, nope, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of living on a prayer. Hate that song.
That's funny. I was gonna say that's a pretty good song, but
It is a good song. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm saying I hate it because I've heard it way too many times.
Yeah.
And I never hated before. Just when you aren't particular for a song you don't want, when it's always shoved down your throat. Like, yeah, like so many songs that get stuck in your head.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I noticed in the opening scene was gas. There's a stop at the gas station. It was $3.99 a gallon.
I wish, right? I think today I saw $4.19, $4.26, something like that.
Sounds about right, yeah. But it's like they made the movie in 91. They were thinking the future, making it in 96. I don't think gas was that much back then.
No, it was not. No, it was just showing that gas would be really expensive in the future.
So it's kind of funny.
They were a few years off, about 30 years off.
Yeah. Well, I think we were around $5 like 10, 15 years ago for a little while.
2008, we had some pretty high prices.
Yeah, right
or
about
2008,
then, I think.
2009, something like that. I think there was another time, too, in between there that prices spiked a little bit again.
There may have been.
I can't remember offhand. I just try not to look at the prices and cry.
Yeah, right.
But upside of riding a motorcycle is my tank it only holds 6 gallons worth of gas. And I put premium in, so I barely put $20 in.
Probably lasts a while, too.
Yeah. Which is sad because, like in the 70s, $20 was like a tank of gas or something. I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 70s.
Well, like back at the end of this movie when Mickey Rourke's character says that was the best $12 I ever spent. That $12 would probably be like $50 right now, or who knows what.
Yeah. So yes. As you've noticed too, not only our main characters have interesting names, a lot of the side characters had interesting names. So you have Mickey Rourke as Harley Davidson, and Mickey Rourke, I mean, he's been in so much stuff. We were talking about The Wrestler last week, and this was the last movie he did before he started his boxing career, which I find funny because we did unintentionally Rocky last week. So Mickey Rourke was a boxer, unlike Sylvester Stallone. Granted, Stallone did those scenes for real.
Yeah.
Like he was no wimp. He actually did those scenes.
He did. I think he's pretty much a boxer without being a boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows the sport so well. Yeah, it was Mickey Rourke. This is the first time I watched this movie, which this last week. So I've never seen it before, but I don't think I've ever seen Mickey Rourke this young either.
No, he's almost unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Compared to what we see today. He is a very, unfortunately, life has been very rough for him. I'm not going to say poor celebrity, because he's definitely had opportunities that you and I have not had.
For sure.
But maybe just some bad decisions throughout his life.
Yeah.
Also, they starred in The Expendables together. Sylvester Stallone and Mickey
Yeah,
Rourke.
that's true. They did.
Yeah.
And actually, that's one of my favorite roles of Mickey Rourke's, was the first Expendables.
I like that. And I like him as Whiplash in Iron Man 2.
He was good in that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was about the time I think I discovered this movie, was about the time Iron Man 2 came out.
Oh, really? Oh, see, I was anticipating, or I was just assuming you saw this like when you were a kid.
Well, maybe I did, but it definitely didn't have an impression on me until I was teenager, early 20s, something like that. Because I didn't get my license until I was my motorcycle license until I was 20.
Okay.
Yeah, because I saw this movie, and my parents, both my dad, my mom, and my stepdad both rode motorcycles. Both had Harley Davidsons. So this is what ignited it. And I went out there and I looked at my parents' bikes, and I looked at my mom. I'm like, hey, I want to learn how to ride your bike. So my mom put me on my stepdad's motorcycle. And I knew how to drive stick shift already, so I thought it would just be simple. But it's nothing like driving a stick shift car. The principle is it's the same idea, but in practice it's very different. And one thing is you got to look where you're going all the time. It doesn't just go straight.
Okay.
So I started taking off. I put it in first gear, let out the clutch, and started taking off. I looked behind me at my mom trying to figure out what to do. And when I did that, I looked over my left shoulder. When I did that, my hands turned right. And I grew up next to a swamp. And I drove the motorcycle right down into the swamp.
Oh, no.
And luckily, I hit a log before going into the actual swamp. And I still kept it upright somehow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been nasty.
Yeah. So my stepdad's bike, me on it in the swamp.
Nice. I've never been on a motorcycle my whole life. Never driven one, never rode
Well,
one.
I'm not taking you for a ride because that'd just be kind of weird. So next up we got Don Johnson, who's very famous for Miami Vice.
Yes.
Besides this, one of my favorite roles was him in, was it Django Unchained?
Oh, yeah.
When he is wearing the KKK thing. It's like, I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
Funny.
That was probably one of my favorite lines of his.
Him and Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
They were so funny in that scene.
That's a good movie too.
That's a
I've
really
actually
good
only
one.
seen that movie once, but that was a pretty good film.
That's a good one.
Was that Tarantino or was that Rodriguez?
Tarantino.
That was okay.
Yep. So Don Johnson, I got to say, I didn't watch Miami Vice, and
I've never watched it either.
I
myself.
didn't know him when he was in his younger days. So when Machete came out, they billed that movie as introducing Don Johnson.
I do remember that. Yes.
I thought that was his first movie at the time.
Right.
I had no idea.
I should look into that because I've seen that several times where they'll say introducing. And it's like, this person has been in other things.
Yeah, is that some sort of a joke, or is there a meaning to that?
I'm sure there's some sort of meaning to it. I don't know what, though.
Same, I'll have to look into that, too.
Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Introducing, it's like, well, this person's been around for a while.
Yeah, for a long, yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen Don Johnson in a lot of stuff, but I've seen him he pops up in movies here and there.
Yeah, he does.
There was one where he was like, I can't remember what the movie was called. It was Cameron Diaz, and he was playing her dad. I just didn't expect to see him. Like, oh shit, that's Don Johnson.
Oh, okay, nice.
There was actually quite a bit of popular actors in this film for being such a like an older film and not well received.
Yeah, there was.
So you had Chelsea Field playing Virginia Slim, also a cigarette brand. You had, granted he wasn't playing any brand, but you had Daniel Baldwin, a Baldwin brother. I think this is one of the first times we had a Baldwin brother in a movie that we've reviewed.
We did that musical one. What's it called?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec
How did I
Baldwin.
forget?
Yep, yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Rock of Ages.
There you go.
Duh.
Couldn't think of the name.
Yeah. I think this is definitely one of the lesser popular Baldwin brothers.
It is. I was looking at his acting credits. He's in a ton of stuff. I think like over 100 credits.
Yeah.
But it's all like B movies and straight to DVD sci-fi stuff and whatever.
Yeah. The only other one I know really is Billy Baldwin. I think he was the one who like played in Biodome with Pauly Shore.
Okay.
He's entertaining. He's got some stuff.
And there's a Stephen Baldwin too.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen him in a couple things.
I don't know how many Baldwins there are exactly.
I'm not sure. I want to say 4 maybe.
Yeah, Alec is clearly the winner.
Yeah.
So we actually, and this was a weird one. Yeah, and you had a hard time spotting this one. You had Giancarlo Esposito, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who is very popular these days. He did not get famous till later, or really famous until later in life. I don't know how old he was in this film, but very young, almost
Quite young.
unrecognizable.
He was, yeah.
Because a lot of you may know him as Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. He was in Mandalorian. He was in The Boys. He was in the latest Captain America movie.
Plays a really good villain.
He is a dynamite villain. I'm trying to think if he's played a good guy in anything
This movie.
besides this. Yeah, this is the first movie I've seen him play a good guy in.
And there too, he's in a ton of things too. Lots of small roles in movies and TV shows.
Yeah, his breakout role was Breaking Bad, but that was the first time he, well, to my knowledge, that was the first time he played like a villain. And I'd say he's right up there with like Negan from
I would say so.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and his villains are just spot on.
Yeah, he's always that cool, calm guy, and he's just ruthless.
He is, yeah.
And honestly, I think he's kind of typecast these days because you think about every villain role he has, it's kind of the same character.
Yeah, it is.
Probably the most crazy I saw him. I can't remember the was it. Well, he was Moff something, wasn't he?
Moff Gideon.
Was it Moff Gideon?
Yeah, in The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That was probably like the craziest one he had as far as like actually getting out of control, you know?
Yeah, and he had a little physical action in that one versus all the other villain roles.
Yeah, like in The Boys, he didn't do a whole lot physically.
No.
It was just mostly speaking roles.
Yeah. Although the new Captain America, he fought in that one a little bit.
He was.
Yeah.
He was like 60 years old, too.
He was doing pretty good, too.
He was, yeah.
I wish he was in more of that movie, though. He wasn't in much.
I think there was more scenes shot. You want a cigar? It'll keep the bugs away. I think I've heard there was more scenes shot, but the way I don't hate the film. I just feel like they edited way too much out of that.
Okay.
And I don't know. They kind of Disneyfied it. Maybe even like with The Mandalorian. Like they went too middle of the road with it.
And that movie seemed like it was a sequel to The Incredible Hulk,
Yeah,
which is cool.
It was more of an Incredible Hulk sequel than it was a Captain
Yeah, and
America
they should have
movie.
just made it a sequel to that.
Yeah, I would rather just. I mean, as much as I do like, what's his name?
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson. As much as I do like Sam Wilson as Captain America, it didn't seem based on anything Captain America. It was all Hulk based. They're like, hey, we have this storyline from like 20 years ago. What do you want to do with it?
All Hulk based with no Hulk. Well, the Red Hulk.
Well, yeah, Red Hulk. But it would have been cooler to see the Hulk fight the Red Hulk.
That would have been really neat.
Yeah, I would have much rather seen that than Captain America with no powers fight the Red Hulk.
Yeah, this huge ass powerful thing.
Yeah, which I don't know. I'm sure we're not the only ones who feel that way about it. But anyway, Giancarlo played Jimmy Giles, but he was heavily modeled after Jimi Hendrix, who is not a brand, but obviously a very popular guitar player.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how they named everybody after that stuff.
You had Vanessa Williams. She was just Lulu Daniels, but she was, in the movie, married to her husband, Jack Daniels, who was played by... Did I miss that one? I can't remember his name. Oh, yeah, John Minton. He's a big guy. I'm surprised he must have been a wrestler or something, because I don't recognize him, really.
I wasn't sure who he was either. This was actually his last movie, too.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
He was.
Not like Andre the Giant big, but he was still, he dwarfed Mickey Rourke. And
he's not a tiny guy.
yeah, I think Mickey Rourke's like 6-something, at least at the time. He may not be anymore, but at the time. So you had, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Tia Carreri, something like that. Her name was Kamiko. Again, back to The Boys.
Right.
I swear, I had nothing planned with The Boys minus the thing I said about the Deep in this, but there just seems to be a lot of connections here.
Yeah.
First it's all Marvel connections, now it seems to be The Boys
Yeah,
connections.
it's all superhero.
Yes. You had Julius Harris as the old man. This is the only movie that he really stands out to me in, but I feel like I've seen him in other stuff. He just looks familiar.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure who he was, so I didn't really recognize him.
I feel like I've seen him in other stuff. I didn't look too close into him. I looked into some other people, but not him.
Yeah.
You had Elroy Casados as Jose Cuervo. I thought I was getting that wrong because I thought that was Benjamin Bratt. He looks a lot like Benjamin
He does
Bratt,
look
doesn't
like
he?
him. Yep.
At least in that movie.
He did in that movie a lot,
Yes.
yeah. But yeah, I know it wasn't him.
You had Tom Sizemore as Chance Wilder.
He was so young in this movie.
Yes,
Or not,
very young.
I wasn't used to seeing him that way. I'm used to seeing him in Army movies. Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bigger built, older guy.
Right. And then Branscombe Richmond as Big Indian. I think he was in like Free Willy and some other stuff, wasn't he?
I think so.
I've definitely
Yeah.
seen him around.
Yeah.
He was kind of just typecast as a basic Indian in this movie.
Yeah, poor guy got showed up at the pool table.
Yeah, right, yeah. So let's see here. The director. What was the director's name?
Simon Windsor.
Simon Windsor. So he directed movies like Quigley Down Under, Free Willy, The Phantom from 1996, several episodes, which when I say episodes, I mean like hour and a half long episodes of the Young Indiana Jones series. Do you remember any of those?
I never watched those, no.
They weren't bad.
Okay.
They were definitely cheap. They definitely felt like especially made for TV movies cheap in the 90s.
Okay.
Not bad as they were, and especially if you liked Indiana Jones, they were more like just book stories, you know?
Okay.
I'm trying to think how, almost soap opera-ish.
Oh, really?
But I'd seen a couple of them.
Okay.
They were kind of fun.
Yeah, I never watched those. I love the movies, but...
He did Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles, which I used to love that film till I watched it when I was older, and I'm like, ooh,
How bad is it now?
this is bad, yeah. And it's been a few years since I've seen it. I love the first two. First two are great.
Okay.
Then I watched the third one, I'm like, oh, they really went downhill with this.
I don't know if I've ever seen the third one. I've seen the first two years ago.
I loved when I was a kid, I was 11 at the time, 2001. So yeah, I loved it in 2001. But it's funny how, because at 11, something can seem so much funnier than when you grow up. You're like, this is kind of dumb.
It does. I've noticed that with some movies, too.
Mm-hmm.
I really do like Paul Hogan, though.
I like Paul Hogan.
He's not in much
kind of
at all.
a self-made man, too, from what I heard. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think Crocodile Dundee was his idea. And there was another movie that he did with Paul Hogan. It was like Jack Lightning or something like that.
Okay.
I feel like it's a slightly lesser-known film, but so they're probably, that's probably how they came to be.
Probably. I always remember him from Flipper.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
That's right. I
Li-
forgot
little
about Flipper.
Elijah
It's been
Wood.
forever since I've seen Flipper.
That was a fun movie, though.
I was so mad a few years ago when they came out with that commercial for Australia,
Yeah.
and you had, what is it, the Son of Dundee or something like that?
Yeah.
And
just an incredible cast.
you had Danny McBride, and you had as his son, and then you had
Chris Hemsworth was
Chris
in there.
Hemsworth is like just
The tour guide or
Tour
something. Hugh Jackman was in there.
yeah, and I'm like, this would be hilarious.
That would have been so goddamn good.
And it was just fake. It was just a joke.
Yeah, I guess they made that to try and get tourism out to Australia.
It just got me excited for another Crocodile Dundee movie.
I was so excited too with that cast and having Danny McBride play the son, making it maybe a little bit more of a comedy. That could have been so funny.
I would have seen. I mean, obviously, I think it would have been if that would have come to fruition. That would have been so cool to see Danny McBride. He would have been a little dirty, but definitely just really funny with it.
Yeah.
And I loved him because he had the get up of Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. This is a knife. And I'm like, this is just hilarious. I love this. And no.
Yeah.
That was it.
That would have been so funny.
Yeah.
I would have loved that. Yeah, speaking of that, kind of like a legacy sequel, if you will. Like I said, I've never seen Harley Davidson The Marlboro Man until this week. The two characters, Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man, played by Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke, they were actually very likable characters.
Yes.
I highly doubt this would ever happen, but I think a sequel to come on now would actually be kind of cool to see them 30 years older and going back into action.
I think it would be super cool to see a sequel. I feel like it has enough of a cult following that it would do moderately okay. But you'd really have to get a lot of bikers wanting it. That's your core audience right there.
Yeah, that would be.
Because a lot of people in the biker community do know this movie, at least more in like the Harley community, especially. But yeah, again, this is one of my favorite films, especially in that I don't want to say genre, but just that niche, that area. Why did I forget to write these people's names down? The writer of it. Did you write the writer down?
I did not.
Okay. I had it. 1 second. Let me look on IMDb here.
So we were talking about that. At the end of the movie, or towards the end of the movie, we're in that big shootout in the airport. Or not the airport, but the air scene.
Yes.
That is actually a boneyard for aircraft.
Yep.
It's actually featured in the movie Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen as well.
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of cool. It's called the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Arizona.
Okay.
I think that'd be kind of fun just to walk around and see all those planes.
Yeah.
Just sitting there rotting.
So it's funny because that's in Arizona, but the movie takes place in Burbank, California.
Yeah, no, it was filmed in L.A., Tucson, and Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it was in Vegas, a brief scene too, but
I can definitely see like the scenes where it was in Vegas. Like that kind of looked like Vegas.
yeah, I mean, that part was filmed in Vegas. But yeah.
Don Michael Paul was the writer's name. I literally just read something. I didn't read too far into it, but perhaps he did this while high on cocaine. He wrote this while high on cocaine.
Oh, really?
So he did the movies like Half Past Dead, Half Past Dead 2, Who's Your Caddy, and Tremors, Shrieker Island.
Okay.
So all kind of lower budget films.
Yeah.
So in numerous interviews, Mickey Rourke has said that he signed on to do this film purely for financial reasons.
I've heard that about him for numerous movies.
Yeah, he said he felt like a sellout doing this. And he said it fueled his descent into self-loathing in the mid-90s, which is, it's kind of sad to hear that one of my favorite films with an actor I love in it, it's like his most hated film.
That is kind of sad.
But he designed the Harley Davidson motorcycle in it,
Oh, did he?
which was called Black Death 3. Yeah, he was I guess he drew it on a napkin or something, and he said, "This is the bike I want."
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of funny that he had, like, obviously some creative control with stuff, but he still ended up not liking the film.
And he did a good job, and he
did
played such a likable character.
Yeah, and he will still, like, every now and then, he, like, talks about Don Johnson.
Okay.
Like, on his Instagram or something, he'll post something about Don Johnson. I'm like, you guys did one movie together.
Yeah, way back when.
Obviously, it had some sort of impact on you, good or bad. That you still, like, I think he said some bad stuff about Don Johnson at one point, or at least back when, like, this film was made, they may not have gotten along so well.
Yeah.
But things have clearly changed. But Don Johnson was a little older than him. Definitely, I think he may have been a bit more of a serious actor at the time too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even his role in this was way more serious.
It was
than Rourke's role. So there's all sorts of stuff on Harley Davidson's jacket. The left sleeve of Harley's jacket has the initials SRV and the Roman numerals MCM LVI-XC, and it stands for Stevie Ray Vaughan, 1956 to 1990, though Stevie Ray Vaughan was actually born in 1954.
Funny how it works.
Yeah.
So, talking about low budget and not doing so well, this movie was made on a $23 million budget, and it grossed $7.4 million.
Ooh.
So, it was kind of a dud back in the day, but like you said, it's has a cult following.
Yeah. So, and this definitely has, like, for 91 though, it definitely has a real 80s vibe to it, I would say.
Does. Man, especially when the 4 or 5 bad guys walked out of that car with all the same suit on.
Yeah. There was that. When Jack Daniels dumped his bike, or he took off the gas cap, dunked his bike, threw his lighter at the gas, it lit on fire, and then blew up their Impala.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is such an 80s thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, you can totally picture that in like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie or something.
Yeah.
And some of the music, you can tell some late 80s or just had that feel to it too.
Yeah. So they wanted to cast Bruce Willis as Harley Davidson, which I actually think he would have been better as the Marlboro Man, personally.
Okay.
But it's funny because in the movie, about 10 minutes in, there is a billboard that says Die Hardest, or Die Hard 5, Die Hardest.
That's funny.
No, I'm sorry. It's just called Die Hardest 5. They probably didn't want to get in trouble.
Probably not. That's funny.
Yes.
Actually, while I was watching the movie, I thought Mickey Rourke kind of looked like Bruce Willis the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know why, he just looked like him.
He did have a, because that was before Bruce Willis was bald.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, back then they did have, they did resemble each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, not at all.
No way.
So yeah, this is one of his last movies for his boxing career. So yeah, I went through all the names. You had Marlboro Man, you had Harley Davidson, obviously based on motorcycle. You had Marlboro Man and Virginia Slim based on cigarettes. Jack Daniels based on whiskey. Old Granddad, I guess I missed that. Also based on a whiskey. Jimmy after Jimi Hendrix, and Jose after tequila.
That's kind of fun. That's cool when they
Yeah.
do that. So in the one of the first scenes in the bar that they're saving,
Yeah.
the rock and roll bar, there's movie posters on the wall that you can kind of see in the background. And they're posters from the old versions of The Day the Earth Stood Still from 1951, Rebel Without a Cause from 1955, and Creature from the Black Lagoon from 1954.
Yes.
And today, all those posters are worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, really?
They're all collector's items.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that is kind of neat. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, the guys making this were probably somewhat of film buffs. If they were
Sticking in stuff like that.
Yeah, you put stuff like that in the film. You don't do it for no reason.
Yeah.
Especially like The Day the Earth Stood Still. That has nothing to do with this movie at all.
No, yeah.
Rebel Without a Cause makes sense, but not Dave. What was the other one?
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, that's out there
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Oh, I've actually never seen any of those. Sadly, at least their original versions.
Same here.
I do want to see Rebel Without a Cause. I've heard lots of good things about that one. I've seen the Keanu Reeves The Day the Earth Stood Still. I do want to see the original one just to see. I'm sure they definitely modernized the new one, so I definitely want to check out the old one just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at some point maybe we'll do a compare and contrast of like the original versus the remake. Why we think one is better than the other.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'd be. I literally just thought of that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Just because there are a lot of remakes like that, and sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they're way better than the original. One I think is Death Race. Just off the top of my head, Death Race.
Okay, yeah.
Only because I've never actually seen the first one, but I've seen a lot about the first one, which had not John Travolta.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester
isn't it?
Stallone
Yeah.
in it. But it was just really weird and quirky. And the latest one with Jason Statham, not all the sequels after that, but the first one with Jason Statham, still cheesy in its own right, but it was a very entertaining film.
I
too.
really enjoyed that one.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah, I watched it not even a year ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it was just on one of the streaming services. So, I haven't seen this in forever.
Yeah, nice. I don't think I've seen all the sequels. There's like probably 3 or 4 of them by now.
I may have seen the second one, but I don't think I've seen any of the other ones.
I think I've seen 2 or 3, but not beyond that.
I think they were all straight to DVD.
I think so, yeah. And I think a couple, if not all of them, are actually prequels. Because I have Frankenstein, the character that he supposedly died at the beginning of Death Race.
Okay.
It's about his character.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So in the movie, there are several references to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, including trick shots by Marlboro Man, the sudden appearance of Super Posse? I don't know what that is. The reference to Marlboro Man's hometown and jumping from great height into the water. I've never seen that film either.
I haven't either.
It must be Super Posse. I think that's how you pronounce that. If I went to a good school, I'd probably know how to read words better. So Marlboro Man's real name in the movie, at least, is Robert Lee Edison, as you can hear it during the bull riding scene at the end of the film.
Yes. I thought he was going to wind up with Virginia Slim at the end.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be in the stands or right when he got on the bull or
Right.
something, but yeah.
No, Harley finds that woman randomly from his wallet in the beginning of the
Isn't
film,
that funny?
Yeah. which we don't even know what her name was. Nothing.
No.
She didn't even have any speaking lines. Or no, she did.
She said one line, I
Yeah,
think.
that was it.
Yeah, I forget what she said, but he asked,
Yeah.
like, where are you going? She said, anywhere.
And the way she rode on his bike, that would be the most uncomfortable ride.
I'm sure.
Because her tailbone is right on the frickin' fender of that bike. God, that has got to be so uncomfortable.
But it looks cool.
It looked cool, yes. And to have her legs wrapped around him like that, like, I would feel cool doing that, like having a woman ride around with her legs wrapped around me,
Yeah.
but that would just be, I feel like it'd just be the worst day for her. Like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah. Couldn't be comfortable.
No. So the movie was nominated for Worst Picture at the Hastings Bad Cinema
I
Society,
saw that too, yeah.
the 14th Stinkers Bad Movies Award in 1991.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
I maybe back then it was, but I really don't feel. I understand why it's a cult classic. I don't feel like it was that bad of a film, though.
No,
I can understand why a lot of people wouldn't care for it or wouldn't like it, but I don't feel like, there was some cheesiness in it, but I don't feel like it was any more cheesy than a lot of the 80s movies that came out.
No, and it wasn't way too over the top or anything.
No, there wasn't like crazy. There was one big stupid explosion. There wasn't a million of them.
No, there wasn't.
There was some cheesy dialogue, but nothing that was too out there.
No, I would agree.
I've definitely seen way more popular movies with worse dialogue and just crazier, stupider action.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, everything in here was, to a point, fairly believable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was nothing too crazy.
No.
One thing I felt like they didn't focus on enough was the drug in the film.
No, they didn't really talk about that much at all.
Other than it being the driving force by why the bank was after them. I realized they set it up in the beginning of the film, but I felt like it should have played more of a character in the film. It should have been affecting someone in more of a way, I guess.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because, they explained like how people kind of use it, but you never saw anyone on it, as far as I know.
No, you never did. Because I think they even explained how it kills people, too. It's super addictive and it kills you shortly after that, but they never showed anybody doing it or using it.
No, they just said it's 100% addictive. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah. And if they're making all this money off of it, you think they would show people buying the drug or using it? Or,
yeah.
But I guess they weren't focusing on that part.
I do remember a while back, I don't remember if it was on eBay, but I saw somewhere, I actually follow a group on Facebook of this movie, people who like this movie, and someone was selling one of those bricks of I think it was just like a gel brick, basically, looking at the way it bounced in the truck when they threw it. But yeah, someone was selling one of the bricks, and I can't remember how much they were selling it for, but I really wanted to buy one. Just because it'd be cool to have some memorabilia from one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that'd be neat. I will admit, too, having watched this the first time last night, I didn't expect there to be drugs in that bag at all when they robbed the truck.
Oh, yeah.
I thought there would be money for sure. I had no idea that was coming up.
Boy, they didn't take a lot of bags out of there either.
No, they didn't.
I feel like I'm because of course we have no idea how they divvy the drug up or how much it's worth or anything like that.
Yeah.
It must be worth a lot if it had that few bags and that big of a truck, and that
Very true.
and send those guys after it. It must have been worth a lot of money.
And didn't they pay them $2.5 million for the drugs too?
Yes. 2.5, and wasn't that how much he owed on the
lease? I think.
The lease?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been a little suspicious? That's the biggest thing about the film. That's probably the major thing that bothers me. It's like, okay, you steal $2.5 million from the bank that you owe $2.5 million. Then you're going to pay them that. They're like, oh, what a coinky dink. We just had this amount of money stolen the other day.
We're still out this much, but we got that much back.
Yeah, right.
I was thinking the same thing while watching that too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like Tom Sizemore's comments at the end of the movie. I make $500,000 to sit on my ass in this office and work all year for this bank, but I make $50 million to sit on my ass and work in this office all year for the drugs.
Yeah. And there are so many, for me, memorable quotes like, my old man said before he left this shitty world.
I liked it how he basically it sounded like he hated his dad until the end, and then all of a sudden he's the only one allowed to hate his dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's when the boots finally came in.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Goddamn boots.
Yeah. There's a lot of aspects I would have loved to see fleshed out a little bit more about this film. It's like that with his dad.
Yeah.
Maybe learned a little more about Harley's past, because you didn't really, besides that he used to do drugs, they didn't really focus on his past much at all.
No, I didn't.
Other than that bar saved them somehow.
Yeah. And you could kind of tell they were friends, they knew each other prior to the movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, long time friends as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
But who knows? I read one thing that says friends since they were kids, but I didn't see that in the film. Like, I'm not saying maybe they weren't young, but at no point does it really say, because I feel like if they were friends when they were kids, he would have known that the Marlboro Man was a bull rider at some point.
That's true, yeah. I don't think they ever went back that far.
Yeah, because to be good at bull riding at his age, you should have at least done it maybe in your 20s a little bit or late teens.
You'd think so.
Because if you just did like junior bull riding and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm 40 now, I'm gonna go hop on a bull and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he was in real life, but he definitely looked 40, almost 50.
I looked at their ages. I think he was 44 or 45,
that
and
makes sense,
Mickey Rourke was 39.
Yeah. So yeah, do you know how old Mickey was at that one?
39.
Okay, so they always act like he was like way older, but
Yeah.
not like that much older.
Yeah.
Not like the old man who looked like 80.
Yeah. Anyway, this is hard to explain. It's just in my own brain, but I always picture, I must have seen it as a little kid, of course, on screen or watching a movie, I always think people are way older than what they are.
Yes.
Like watching Bruce Willis as an action star growing up, or Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would just, in my mind, all those guys are like 80 years old or 70 years old. They've been around forever, but they're like our age right now.
Yeah.
From when we watch them, it's weird.
There's a lot of stuff showing that like generations before us, people looked older at our ages.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I've heard that might have something to do with hardship too, like just that older generations had a little harder time than us, and the generation before that had a harder time before us. So they may have aged a little quicker than we did.
That could be.
I'm not. We've all had setbacks in our life. I'm not going to say I've had a hard life. I've had hard days. We all have. But I think I've had a pretty good life. My parents have, even though they didn't always have the most money, like I think they gave us a good life as kids.
Awesome.
Personally.
Yeah.
I never went hungry. I always had something to play with. Always had a roof over my head. So I really can't complain.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you too. Hard days here and there. Yeah.
I had a good '90s upbringing. I'll say that. That's kind of, I like that. I'm happy with that. I'm definitely a '90s kid, and I got to enjoy being a '90s kid. '90s, 2000s.
Yeah, same. And once in a while, I miss that. I miss the '90s.
Hell yeah.
Maybe not being a kid, but having no phones, having less technology, and just I don't know. I like that sometimes.
I get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss VHS tapes. Sometimes.
Do? Yeah.
I would probably get mad, be like, I could just press play and watch the damn movie, but no, I got to rewind the damn tape.
I know it's fun going to Blockbuster or going just to rent a movie at any place.
Yeah.
You had to go look at the physical movies and pick one out and
I
buy a
heard
candy
something
bar.
today that was interesting, talking about today's generation. They're never going to know a time where if they have a question about something, they don't instantly have the answer.
I know, yeah.
Which I find really, because, we've gotten so used to it, like, who was this? Oh, let me look it up quick. And you just scroll on your phone, there
Exactly.
it is. But back in 90s, early 2000s, you didn't have that. You didn't just have, you had encyclopedias, which most of the time were right, sometimes were wrong.
Yeah. That's if you knew how to use them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember we had an encyclopedia set. That was Google back in the day.
It really was.
Yeah.
Back in the day, too, in the 90s, you'd say, Mom, Dad, I'll be home at 10 o'clock tonight, and you don't hear from me until I'm home.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's 9:50 or 9:30 or 10:03. It's like you're getting a phone call every 5 minutes. So
Right, yeah.
leave me alone. No, phones are great, but I do miss those days sometimes.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's crazy to think my brothers and I would just go out in the woods. Nobody knew where we were.
Yeah.
Didn't tell anybody. We just went.
Yeah.
Why? Because we could.
Exactly.
We would just walk around town. No one knew what we were doing. Granted, I grew up in a pretty small town, but still. So, I think I don't have too much more to say on this, though. But I guess I should mention that. So in doing this, in this movie inspiring me to get into motorcycles, it has now led me to a point where I've started my own business that's based around motorcycles. And my business is called Bikes and Boobs. I literally just launched a website. So if you want to go check out any of my merch, it's bikesandboobs.myshopify.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter /X, Facebook, and all of that. And that's all, I think they're all at bikes, _N_boobs.
Yeah,
So,
check him out. He's legit, and his
Yeah,
stuff is
yeah.
pretty cool. I'm not a biker, and I like it.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love bikes and boobs, right?
Right?
But no, it's funny how this movie has led me to a point where I've started my own. I always said I would never own my own business. Now, granted, this is not my day job at all. I still work a regular, I don't want to say 9 to 5, but I put in my 40 hours a week like everybody else, minimum. So in the winter, definitely more.
It's supposed to snow tonight, isn't it?
I better not. God damn, don't you say that word.
Right.
It's just the beginning of June. I don't want to hear that. No, it's way too hot right now. I mean, it's not hot out, but
There's no snow coming.
no, I've got the doors off my Jeep too, so it better not snow. I'd get freaking cold.
Yeah, you would.
I would hate that right now. I'm enjoying my 410s, and I'm enjoying my Fridays off.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I wish I could have
don't
a
make as
schedule.
much money in the summer, but I do have a lot more free time, which is nice.
That's real nice.
Yeah. Well, Sean, seeing as this is your first time seeing this movie, what would you give it a rating of?
So this movie, honestly, I was expecting less than what I saw. I wasn't expecting much. I'd never seen it, so I didn't know what to expect. But it was a fun early 90s, late 80s feel movie. It was definitely a buddy feel action movie. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it better than I thought. But I would give it a 7 out of 10.
7? Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. That's decent.
Fun movie. I'm not going to watch it every day, but I'll probably visit it every couple of years or so.
Well, I'm not going to say this is 10 out of 10, just because there is some really cheesy parts. But because I love it so much, I am going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Because it kickstarted so much for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I wish I would have been interested in bikes at a younger age. I just took my son on a ride a couple weeks ago, and he absolutely loved it. He's finally tall enough to like sit on the back seat, and his feet can reach the foot pegs.
Okay.
But I bought him a helmet. I bought him a jacket. I'm not telling anybody how to live their life, but I am a big fan of wearing my safety gear, especially my helmet, because I have been in an accident, and thank God I was wearing my helmet. Otherwise, I may not be here talking today, or I might be getting coloring books for the rest of my life for Christmas. But yeah, but that didn't stop me from riding. One of the biggest things when I got in my accident, there was a woman at the hospital, and she's like, "Oh, I bet you'll never ride again." And I'm like, "Fuck you!" Just because you said that, I'm getting back on as soon as I could. I got in my accident in July of 2020, and I bought my next bike in January of 2021.
Oh, well, that didn't take long.
I was still not even 100% healed yet. I still had issues, but it's like, nope. I got the money. I think it was one of the stimulus checks we got, and so I went and bought myself a motorcycle. I'm like, no, I want to keep riding.
Nice.
The whole time I was home for 2 weeks and I couldn't do anything. I was watching motorcycle content the entire time.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny.
So the motorcycles I've owned a my first bike was a 2001 Harley Davidson Sportster in pearl white. It was an 883 Hugger. Fun bike. It had Screaming Eagle pipes on it. I loved it, but it was not the fastest bike. And not that I need super fast. It's a Harley. You don't expect it to just go crazy down the road. My second bike was a 1996 Harley Davidson Dyna convertible. When I say convertible, a lot of people are going to think drop the top. No, it's nothing like that. It just meant that you could easily take the bags on and off. You could convert it from having bags to not having bags.
I never would have known that.
Yeah, I did a lot of research to figure that out. I'm like, what does it mean convertible? But the bags are kind of cool because they had like handles on them too, so I could like take the bags off and I could like, if I'm staying somewhere, I could take them inside with me.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, kind of in the movie, you see Harley Davidson walking around with his bags like
Yeah.
over his shoulder a lot. I actually have a similar setup now on my current bike. So the bike I bought after my accident my current bike is a 2014 Triumph Thunderbird Storm. And the only reason I bought that is I wanted something with a little bit more power, and I wanted to try something other than a Harley Davidson. I do love it. I love my bike very much. I might even consider trading it in here soon. I'm not sure what I want yet. I've looked at Triumphs, I've looked at Harleys, I've looked at Indians. So I'm not sure yet. I do love all bikes. I am not brand particular or brand specific. I just love seeing people on bikes. I love people enjoy the lifestyle. I have gone to Sturgis. I've gone to Mama Tried down in Milwaukee. I plan on getting to more bike events. We have the Midwest Chopper Show coming up here in a month or so. Maybe that's like in August. I can't remember if it's July or August, but I plan on going to that. Up here locally, we have the Tomahawk Fall Ride, which I am at consistently every year for the last 3 or 4 years. So, when am I going to get you on a bike, Sean? Not my bike. Behind me, I actually have a little Suzuki GZ250 that was going to be my wife's first bike, but we had so many issues with the carburetor. She just decided to go out and buy her own bike, and she bought a 2016 Indian Scout 60. And she enjoys riding. She even was part of her and some other gals tried to start an all-female riding club. Unfortunately, some people just were not super dedicated to it, and it kind of fell apart. But still, I thought it was really cool.
That's neat, yeah.
But she still loves riding. She will never be a passenger again because she does not want to be a passenger. She enjoys riding her own bike too much, which I personally think is super cool.
That's awesome, yeah. It's funny you guys do it together.
Yes, yeah. That was actually one of the first things she liked about me. She was dating someone else at the time, and no, I didn't steal her. But after they broke up, I had mentioned when they were dating that I rode a Harley, and she thought it was cool because both her parents also rode Harleys.
Okay.
Well, actually, her mom, her stepdad, and her dad all rode Harley Davidsons.
Oh, well.
So she thought it was cool that I had one, and then not long after her and her boyfriend broke up, we started talking. And, of course, I took her for some rides, and, she had a great time.
And here you guys are.
Yeah, here we are, yeah. I'm not saying it was because of the bikes. Actually, we've done several things together. We've done ATVing. I was big into snowmobiling back in the day, but she did not care for it much. So I gave it up for ATVing and motorcycling. When my son was born, I did give up motorcycling for like a year, and I'm like, I got to get back into it. And then not long after I bought my next bike is when I got in my accident.
Of course.
Yeah, I was like, oh, crap. But like I said, I still have the love for it, and I don't plan on stopping.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
It's awesome.
No, it's the love of my life right now, and that's what I want to do. Oh, and with that, I think that's a wrap.
So that's got to introduce our next podcast.
Yes. I have no idea. You have not told me, actually.
Yeah, I just decided the other day, and I actually watched this movie the other day.
Yeah.
It's summertime. I'm a huge boater, a really big fisherman. I love big bodies of water.
Yes.
We're going to go dive into The Perfect Storm.
Ooh, I have never seen that film. I've seen bits and pieces.
Okay.
But I've never actually seen that film from beginning to end.
Nice. Well,
So that would be, I've always wanted to see that.
well now you
That
see
should be
that, and I
fun.
saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, looking forward to that, too. So.
I'm sure I've heard lots of good things. Obviously, it's a memorable film. People still reference it today, talk about it today. Not as much as they used to, but it was pretty big in the zeitgeist for a while.
It was, yeah. It's got a good cast of that movie and true story.
Yes,
So be
yeah.
prepared for a sad ending.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
All right, Sean. Until next time, we will see you later.
All right.
Vaya con Dios, amigo.
This is Robert Piens, a third-generation cowboy with